In 1999, Jared had just lost almost 200 pounds. He had followed a Subway diet and exercise regimen for a single year and reduced his weight from 425 pounds to 245. His story was gaining a lot of traction when Subway decided to approach him and asked him whether he would be interested in doing a marketing campaign with them. What neither party might have known back then was that this was going to be the beginning of a beautiful and long journey that would span 15 years. People across America identified with his everyman story, how he struggled, how he persevered to lose 200 pounds, became the face of one of the biggest food chains in the world, and was able to touch the hearts of millions of people. All this story now needed was another twist.
Other breaking news, this on Jared Fogle.
Federal agents raided the Zionsville home of Subway restaurant spokesman Jared Fogle.
On former Subway spokesman Jared Fogle expected to plead guilty to charges of possessing child pornography.
Earlier this morning, Jared Fogle, 37, was charged in federal court with 1 count of receipt of child pornography involving 12 minor victims. He was also charged with 1 count of traveling to engage in sexual conduct with a minor.
Well, Jared pleaded guilty, was locked up, and won't be coming out before 2028. But the intriguing question that has always been around is that over the span of 15 years, did Subway ever have the knowledge about such tendencies of the face of their company? Or were they unaware, just like everyone else? Subway has always denied having knowledge about Jared's tendencies and has claimed that they were in the dark just like everyone else. Even then, there is this one allegation, a case of one particular woman, that when delved into, provides a different narrative. Before we get into it, there is something important you need to understand about Subway. Though Jared appeared in Subway commercials, he was not connected directly to Subway Sandwich Incorporation. He actually was an employee of Subway Franchisee Advertising Trust Fund. Though both have the same office address, they are legally viewed as separate entities, and it wasn't until 2010 that Subway acquired control over SFAFT. Just think about Subway advertising whenever you hear SFAFT, and that it is different from the actual Subway company. This will become important later. The Curious Case of Cindy Mills. Cindy Mills was a Subway franchise owner in Florida. In early 2008, she met Jared through one of the company's promotional events. The two hit it off, and Cindy ended up in a relationship with him, and slowly through this relationship, Jared started opening up to her. He started calling her regularly, telling her disturbing things like how he liked them young, and how he had sex with prostitutes between the age of 9 and 16 in the US and Thailand. He also started pressuring Cindy to sell herself off on Craigslist and to set up a meeting with her minor cousin. Cindy was horrified. This was supposed to be the spokesperson of one of the biggest food chains in the world. She started ignoring Jared and got in touch with the CEO of SFAFT, Jeff Moody, and told him about all the things Jared had been spouting to her. The CEO reportedly interrupted her and responded by saying, "Please, don't tell me anymore." He indicated he had received similar complaints before. "Don't worry, he has met someone. She is a teacher and he seems to love her very much, and we think she will keep him grounded." The teacher he supposedly is referring to is the now ex-wife of Jared, Kathleen. Cindy didn't stop there. It would disgust her whenever she would see Jared's face, especially in advertisements with children. She contacted a regional Subway manager asking whether she could remove all advertisements in her store related to Jared. Her request was denied. She further sought out 2 SFAFT executives at a Subway event and told them everything, again to no avail. Legal action. When the company kept ignoring her complaints, Cindy approached a lawyer, but was more for protection than to fight Subway. In her own words, "I thought, this man has a lot of money. Subway has a lot of money. They have made each other a lot of money. I was horrified. I was scared to death." She even got her text messages with Jared recorded by a court reporter, witnessed and verified in 2008. This is going to come up again later. Cindy was looking for any potential action she could take on Subway for breach of the franchisor-franchisee agreement. This was when the legal differentiation between Subway Sandwich Incorporation and SFAFT came to light. The franchisor-franchisee agreement was between Subway Sandwich Incorporation and Cindy, while Jared was an employee of SFAFT. Cindy's lawyer stated, "They have pretty well isolated themselves from Jared's acts. We couldn't find an avenue to pursue." The arrest. In 2012, Cindy sold her Subway franchise and lived a quiet life, scared to go public or to the authorities, afraid of Jared and Subway, and afraid no one would believe her. During Jared's arrest and investigation in 2015, the FBI subpoenaed the text messages she had gotten recorded in 2008 by the court reporter, which included evidence that Jared had paid a 16-year-old to engage in sexual acts. At the same time, she started talking Business Insider while remaining anonymous and started sharing details about her experience. It was only after she was sure that Jared was going to face charges that she felt safe to reveal her identity, gave an interview with Business Insider, and said her only purpose for giving the interview was to help other affected franchise owners to come forward. Subway's response. Cindy in her interview mentioned that she reached out to Subway and had talked with the CEO of SFAFT, Jeff Moody, about Jared but found no help. This put tremendous pressure on Subway to respond to her allegations. In an emailed statement, the company replied, Jeff Moody did not work for Subway's corporate offices and was never a member of the Subway management team. If he or any of his staff ever received complaints about Jared Fogle, he did not escalate them to Subway's management team. Subway wasn't denying anything. It was citing the separate legal entity aspect of SFAFT to pass on the blame to Jeff Moody. With the pressure on him now, Jeff Moody too sent an email statement in response, and it looked like nothing more than a bunch of cleverly stringed words arranged to avoid any legal complication. Nowhere in his statement does he even deny talking to Cindy. Aftermath. Cindy only gave a single interview and never talked about the incident publicly again. You cannot find a single photo of her online. Her claims that she told the company about Jared have remained as allegations. Subway's tough times, which began with the incident, have continued ever since, with hundreds of stores shutting down each year. Where the company is going to end up in the future is anyone's guess.